Andy Dawson really has shuffled the pack this evening, and considering how many games Hull City have upcoming, maybe a bit of rotation is needed in tired legs. Nathan Baxter is the goalkeeper. The back four remains the same. There was maybe a bit of talk that Brandon Fleming would get the nod, but Greaves is left back. Christie on the right, Jones and Figueiredo in the middle. Ryan Woods comes in as a sitting defensive midfielder alongside John Michael Seri. Doherty stays on the right. We expect Slater in the 10 role. Pelkas shifted to the left. Ryan Longman up front. So no Oscar Estepinian, Ozan Tufan or Dugan Sinek, all of which are on the bench. Matt Ingram, Will Jarvis and Sean McLaughlin complete the bench for Hull City tonight in a team that shows 3 changes from the one that lost at home to Birmingham. As Blackpool work it into space on their right-hand side, Corbiner will now have a run at Jacob Greaves. Greaves going with him toe for toe at the point of Blackpool entering the final third, but the Canadian gets around him. He's supported though, Greaves. That time by Pelkas, and it will be a corner kick. And both Medine and Williams lining up near the penalty spot. They've then got Thornley either side with Connolly as the ball is swung in and it's headed onto the roof of the net. Medine is the one on the ground. Gets a clasp of hands by Luke Garbett as he makes his way back to his starting point. And Jerry Yates was also close by as Blackpool header over the top. Longman sandwiched between 2 centre-halves at the moment, and he's the intended target from Baxter's long ball forward. Pelkas picks up the second ball. Pelkas spinning with the ball closely to his feet. Christie now to Woods, right side into the Blackpool's half. Slater back to Woods. Woods again, finding Doherty, who has now moved in field. Christie very advanced most of the time on this right-hand side. Greaves, bit clumsy, but pushes the ball through to Doherty, who's now going down that left-hand side. Doherty trying to play it through to Greaves. Greaves trying to get the cross in. Lunging dive by Connolly. Blocks the cross, but Hull City get another corner. And they've put 6 players forward. This time they've split 3v3. Figueiredo now and Woods heading towards that 6-yard box. Christie joining them as that mess in the 6-yard box materialises again. The ball is swung towards the near post, goes across the face of the goal. Maxwell diving. Josh Smith, has he blown for a goal? He has! Hull City lead. All the players congratulate one another. Longman is taking most of the plaudits, and so too is Jacob Greaves. Hull City take the lead on their away travels. Maxwell has a little look at the linesman. It must have just crossed the line, but there was a few touches in the 6-yard box. It was a real muddle of who got the final touch. Will it go down as an own goal, or did someone in a black shirt tuck it home? Who cares? Hull City lead by 1-0. Before tonight, they'd only led away from home for a total of 9 minutes. That was at Turf Moor when Tufan opened the scoring. Hull City have found a way through. Scrappy goal, but gladly accepted by the faithful to my left. Blackpool now in the final third themselves. The ball is swung in for a free header for Yates onto the roof of the net. They do say you're vulnerable when you've just taken the lead. That was almost the case, as Jerry Yates got a free header from 8 yards. And that was very close to being a very quick equaliser. Will cause a concern for the lack of goals that Hull City had, but they are leading here. So how much confidence is that going to give the Tigers on the pitch, as Dougal wins it high. Jerry Yates escapes Woods. Yates spots a free man on the right in Corbiner. He will deliver across into the area. Dougal waiting! That is an exceptional finish at the back stick. Hull's lead lasted just 3 minutes. Pelkas, hands on hips, begins an inquest as the players of Hull City walk back to halfway. Kenny Dougal unmarked at the back post. Delightful cross. Blackpool equalise very quickly. and it's back to square one with the scoreline now. Blackpool 1, Hull City 1. Searching for Longman to the edge of the box right side. He partners up with Pelkas, Christie. Back it goes now to Ryan Woods, Seri. Into Woods once more. Woods threads it through to Pelkas. Clever flick to find Longman. Longman trying to control it on the touchline. He plays it down the line to Christie. Christie has to try and work the angle to cross. Lays it off to Longman. He delivers. Free header in the box, but it goes up into the air. Tricky one for Williams, but he's able to head clear. Seri will gather. Can Hull City keep the pressure on right at the end of this? 3 minutes of stoppage time. Ryan Woods now moving it back down the middle. Doherty 25 yards out. Fancies it. Oh! Where did Doherty get that from? It's a beauty! Back in the team with an absolute rocket. Hull City will go in at half-time, leading by 2-1, and Greg Doherty has smashed it into the back of the net. It flew past Maxwell, no sign of him stopping it. And Greg Doherty, who said on Sunday they've got to go back to basics, there was nothing basic about that shot. It wasn't a hit and hope, but it was driven. He heads it away in the D of his own penalty area as Blackpool collect. Connolly loses possession for Blackpool. Slater will pick out Seri. Seri now can take his time and push the ball through to Doherty. Doherty nearly lost it. Hull City though have worked it forward towards Pelkas. Pelkas away from Connolly, edge of the area, chance to shoot perhaps, goes for the shot, and it was a dipping effort which should really have been side-footed. If he'd gone for the near post instead of the far post, he might have got more joy. Not to be. Remains 2-1. Andy Dawson out on the touchline. A very energetic clap of the hands and a bellow from him, as Hull City now can have a bit of game management as they lead here by 2-1. They led for 9 minutes away from home before tonight. They've led for 10 in this one alone. There's little gains as Jones finds Slater. Nice flick to keep the momentum going as Seri pushes it through to Pelkas in the middle. He tries to play it through to Ryan Longman. Doherty manages to prize the ball to Seri in the middle of the Blackpool half. Greaves through ball to find Doherty, goes for it into the middle, and arriving unchallenged was Ryan Longman. If he'd been the height of Medine stretching out, he might have got a touch from 6 yards to steer it in, but it just goes beyond him. Remains 2-1. A sense that a third goal may materialise. On corner duty is Pelkas. 3 waiting in the 6-yard box. Greaves and Christie as well. It's angled towards the front post. This time cleared out towards Pelkas again. He brings it down through the legs of Patino. That was brilliant from Pelkas. Pelkas then goes outside of the foot. Audacious from close range. And maybe again a side foot finish would have done the trick, but not to be. Remains 2-1, but are now Blackpool starting to ride their luck a little bit. Hull City now trying to drain into that time. 17 minutes to go here at Bloomfield Road. Joshua Smith, the referee, blowing the whistle to say, come on, let's play football. And it was a throw-in down the line which was headed out by Blackpool. Christie taking a few paces forward and again trying to take as well. He's stolen about 6 or 7 yards from where the ball went out, and the referee let it go. But now Blackpool are on the move. Jerry Yates, left-hand side. Hull City trying to get back in numbers. Kenny Dow will lay it off to Patino. 25 yards out, across to Bridcut. Connolly getting forward, taking it on. Went for a Doherty-esque strike from the right-hand side. This time it whistles over the crossbar. Blackpool needed a chance like that to get their fans back on side, because they were starting to maybe sense a defeat on the horizon, but that might just encourage them and it will awaken the Hull City midfield and defence. Ryan Woods was sprinting away as if to try and evade the referee's attention. Hull City win it back. from the short free kick taken by Blackpool, and Doherty striding forward before returning the ball into the defence for Christie on halfway. Now with Alfie Jones. Jones across to Greaves. Blackpool's midfield trying to push up a little bit as Jones now tries to find Oscar. Now then, he's released Greaves. Greaves now going on into the penalty area. Jacob Greaves. A slide tackle comes in from the Blackpool defence, but it comes out to Slater! Deflected and in! That's the goal Hull City craved! It might be the goal that gives Hull City all 3 points. Slater, with the aid of a deflection, makes it Blackpool 1, Hull City 3. Chanced his arm and hit the jackpot. Regan Slater, who's been the energy in the midfield for the majority of this season, now on the score sheet. The deflection deceived Maxwell, and Hull City now are in a dream position. They just have to hold their nerve now for 11 minutes, and they will have their first 3 points on the road this season. The noise to my left-hand side is coming from the away end. Hull City, before tonight, had 4 goals on their travels. Will they get 4 tonight? As Greaves has it to the left of the penalty area, and he's in the area. Is that a penalty? He's given a free kick, the referee. Now Jacob Greaves feels it was a penalty. Ryan Woods and Regan Slater are both over immediately. So too is Dugan Sinek. The linesman on the far side isn't communicating with the referee at this point, and it will be a free kick and not a penalty. Pelkas with the ball practically brushing the white paint of the penalty area on the left-hand side. 2-man wall for Pelkas to get the ball up and over. He has got it up and over. Oh, it was so close to the far post.